Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. One of the very important issues studying Islam must be borne in mind is to differentiate between different fields of study that exist there. Two important fields that we have many parts of Islamic teachings to be in fact distributed into these fields are ethics and jurisprudence or fiqh. The problem is that in many cases, people who are not that much familiar with these fields, they confuse them and come out with wrong conclusions. For example, you might find some rulings in jurisprudence that you can marry a 2-year-old girl, of course, provided that some specific prerequisites must be met, like, for example, shouldn't be penetration and these sort of things. And these issues then are to be judged by some people from a moral perspective and say it's very immoral to let a man to marry a 2-year-old girl. The point is that we have to be able to distinguish between jurisprudence, which talks about duties and rights, with ethics and morality, which talks about virtues, humanitarian issues, and values. On the other side, about the vices. From a moral perspective, you may say that it is wrong to let a man to marry 2-year-old girl. Of course, it is by the permission of the guardian, who is generally a father, if father is there. This is for very specific cases that the guardian, who knows what is good and bad for the girl, makes decision. So this is law, this is rights and duties. It has nothing to do with morality, and you cannot say that is it immoral or not. From a moral perspective, yeah, there might be problems with it, but law is not about to talk about it. Imagine there are cases, and there are cases that a man is about to marry his daughter to another man. They want to do it. Now, jurisprudence comes to say that you're not allowed to do it freely, and there must be conditions to be met. Otherwise, it is illegal. So, this is the realm of jurisprudence. So, it is not giving encourage to people to do it. It's not saying that it is good to do it. It's not provoking people. It's not advising people to do it. But it's a matter of putting jurisprudential and juristic codes for such an action. So it is not about humanitarian or value-based things to talk about. So quite different aspects to be mentioned here. And imagine a case that people come to find it a very moral issue. Imagine there are people who think that it is very, very moral issue to give permission to a man to marry a girl, 2-year-old girl, for example, a baby, which is not of the age of puberty. If we face such a society that finds it very immoral, quite moral, now if it is moral and they say it is good, then they may say why you do not permit such a marriage if it is not provided and gave permission in the jurisprudence. So the point is that in jurisprudence, nothing is being suggested, morally, necessarily, or being considered humanitarian. It's about laws. It's about the cases that whether you are permitted or not. And if the society finds it immoral, finds it not humanitarian, so according to secondary laws that Islam has, the ruler of the society can put ban on it, and there is no problem with it. So it is very vitally important that to be able to distinguish between these two fields of morality and jurisprudence.
rasaninews.ir